Why is sin sin? Murdering and lying are equal sins. Make it make sense.
Yeah.
Murder and lying are the same. Why do Christians believe that?
Yeah, it's a great question. And the question is, do Christians believe that murdering and lying is the same? I'm just going to leave that there for a second.
Do they?
And yeah, I mean, it's like, in what world does lying to someone and murdering someone bring the same punishment? That doesn't fit the crime. And so my attempt at a short answer to this very big question is to say that I think the Bible teaches that all sin is equally wrong, but not all sin is equally bad. So when you look at the Old Testament, and this gets into like super nerdy, like Hebrew law stuff, different sins in the Old Testament required different sacrifices. So if you did X, then you would give Y. If you did A, then you would give B. There was some sort of punishment or sacrifice or atonement that was required to bring to the temple, a prayer to be prayed, a sacrifice to be made, because sin is wrong. Right? I think we would all agree with that. Sin is wrong. Sin is equally wrong. And yet God doesn't just have a flat view of sin, as if slapping me and stabbing me are the same thing. Please slap me instead of stabbing me. Please don't do either. Don't just take that soundbite out. Kyle now is going to be like, yes, Mike just gave me permission to slap him. Right? Don't do either. But God doesn't just have a silly, flat view of sin that treats everything exactly the same. But the issue is that we don't measure the wrongness of sin by our own measurement. We measure sin against who we sin against. This is why if I drew you a picture and you ripped it up and threw it in the trash, that's probably the right thing to do because I'm a terrible artist. But if you found a lost Van Gogh painting and ripped it up and threw it in the trash, now that's a problem. Why? Because the artist matters, right? That the quality of the offense matters. And so when we sin against God, we have sinned against the eternal, holy creator of all things. And we have basically said, hey, God, thanks for your opinion, but I think I know better than you. I know how to make myself happier. I know how to run the world better than you. When we choose to do our own thing instead of what God has willed and what God has commanded, then we're basically saying that we're smarter, we're wiser, and we know how to make ourselves happier than he can do. And so whether that's slapping or murdering, it's a great offense against a holy God. And so that's why it carries eternal consequence. So yeah, I know I've kind of wandered through it a little bit, but that's because it's a really good question. It's a really big question that has lots of layers to it. So that's just the beginning of an answer. But in the interest of time, I'll wrap it up there.
No, that's great. Kyle, is there anything you want to add? No, he's like, nope, that covers it.
I'm staying out of it.
No, it's great. It's great. I was going to say, I think that's a really great explanation of it too. All sin is sin. Mm-hmm. It is going against a holy God, no matter if it's a slap or if it's murder. Or if it's lying, because that's what this person asked.
Yeah.
But also, the consequences of that are different. Right. You know, it's not like God is just like, it's not just like yes or no, yes or no, yes or no. Yeah. It's like, okay, it's still sin, but the consequences of that are going to be different.
Yeah.
And that's okay. And that's, that's part of how our natural world works. Mm-hmm. If you get a speeding ticket or if you murder, the consequences are different, but they're both breaking the law. And I think that it is important to see that. But anytime we break God's law, what we do deserve for that is the consequence of being separated from God. But God also offers us forgiveness no matter what type of sin that it is. So, yeah.